Today I'm going to be giving you a basic grammar quiz. Well, I know it's basic, so maybe some of you will find it too easy. But I'm pretty sure that some of my viewers are, beginners in studying English, so that'll help them to improve their grammar. And also, it means that when you improve your grammar, it will improve your speaking skill or your writing skill. Okay, now let's get into the quiz. The first question is blah blah blah. You sure about your decision? And the options are and do. Which one do you think is the best answer? Which one do you think is the best to fill in the blank space? Okay, here's our second question. We blah 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 not have breakfast every morning. We blah 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 not have breakfast every morning. The options are do and are. Do and are. So which one is the correct one to fill in the blank space? Is it do or are? Okay, number 3. I and Desi never blah 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 about something personal. I and Desi never blah 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 something personal. The options are talk and talks. Talk and talks. So which one do you think is the correct word to fill in the blank space? Is it talk or talks? Question number 4. Blah blah blah, it rained every day in your country. Blah blah blah, it rained every day in your country. And the options are does or is. The options are does or it. So which one do you think is the correct one to fill in the blank space? Is it does or is? Here's question number 5. My husband prefers staying at home to going out. So, blah, 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 my husband prefers staying at home to going out. So, blah, 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 I. The options are am and do. Am and do. So which one do you think is the correct one to fill in the blank space? Is it am or do? Okay, here's the first question. Blah, 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 you sure about your decision? And the options are and do. So which one is the correct one to fill in the blank spaces? Is it are or do? So which one was your answer? Okay, now let's talk about it. Well, the answer is are for sure, because there isn't any predicate or verb in the sentence. The sentence only has a complement, which is sure. Sure is an adjective here. And whenever there isn't any verb in a sentence, you have to use to be, which is, am, are, or was, or were. And here you have two options, are or do. So your answer should be are. Okay, the second question is, we blah 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 not have breakfast every morning. And the options are and do. So which one was your answer? Which one do you think will be correct to fill in the blank spaces, are or do? Well, the answer is do here, because the subject is, we. And there is a predicate here, which is a verb, and that is have. So whenever there is a verb here, you don't use to be, but you use do. So that's why the answer is do. We do not have breakfast every morning. Okay, here's our third question. I and Desi never blah 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 about something personal. Okay, and the options are talk and talks. So which one was your answer? Is it talk or talks to fill in the blank space? Okay, well, the answer is talk. Okay, why is talk the answer? because we have two subject here, I and Desi. So there are more than one subject in the sentence. And yeah, we call it plural subject. And if there are more than one subject in a sentence, it means that you don't have to put or to add s or es after a verb in simple present tense. So that's why the answer is talk. I and Desi never talk about something personal. Okay, here's the fourth question. Blah 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 rain every day in your country. Blah 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 rain. Blah 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 it rain every day in your country. Okay, and the options are does and is. Okay, the answer to this question is does. Does is the correct one to fill in the blank space. Why? Because first of all, the subject is it. The subject is it, and there is a predicate here, which is a verb, rain. Rain is not an adjective, but rain is a verb here. Okay, so that's why when there is a verb in a sentence, you use does or do. But because the subject is it, then you have to use does. So does is the correct answer. Does it rain every day in your country? Okay, here's our last question for today. My husband prefers staying at home to going out. So, blah 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 I. The options are do and am. Okay, so what was your answer to this question? Is it am or do? Okay, well, the answer is do. Why? Because, well, the subject is I. Well, there is another subject here, which is husband, my husband. But then you have to think about the subject, which is before the blank space. And so we need to think about I. Okay, and then you need to think about the predicate, the verb that is used on the previous statement, which is my husband prefers. Prefers is a verb. It's a predicate in the sentence. So we need something equivalent. We need something, pretty similar to the verb. And do is equivalent to the word prefers. Am is not. So that's why the answer is do. My husband prefers staying at home to going out. So do I.